incredible story.
Give us the brief.
Goodness. So we were doing a bit of a walk through, what was it, the village? Hmong village,
yeah.
And got on the motorbike and we went exploring. First we stopped at a little waterfall and that's where we found that little caterpillar.
Yeah.
If anyone can tell us what that's called.
Yeah, we posted it up. We had no idea. It was like a leech looking thing. It was like super furry, but it was black in colour, white fur. Really strange. Yep.
And then after that, we went on to Hmong village, which was just this little town on the hillside. Just land, rice fields. They had heaps of coffee.
Coffee farms.
Yeah, lots of shops and little markets, obviously for tourists. And then you had to pay to get into their village.
Which was like 10 baht, like 50
so
cents
cheap.
or 40 cents or something.
Yeah. And as soon as we got in, what did we do?
Oh, we shot the little wooden archery thing.
Yes.
It was like 40 baht for 10 shots, something like, yeah, it's $2. Let's just have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Did some shots. And then we just kept walking. Did not know where any roads led. It was so rural. And on our way to the village, we walked past these two Canadian blokes and they were like, oh, is there anything there? And we were like, yeah, it's an actual hike that you can do, but it was quite foggy and rainy, but we're like, oh, it's so pristine and beautiful. And you just hear, like there's meant to be gibbons in the area. So you just hear lots of sounds and nature, and it was just...
Birds galore.
Oh, birds galore, and super lush and green. But yeah, we continue walking on.
We only did part of the hike because we had to get back to do work.
Yeah.
But the part that we did, we were just walking through some farmland and we saw some bananas growing.
Yeah, heaps
little
of
tiny
bananas.
They were just...
There's a chooks running around.
Yeah, chickens everywhere. And then across the field, there was a man that yelled out to us.
I yelled out to him first. I see him and I'm like, oh, sawadika, which is like the hello. And he yells out, sawadika, back. And then we just keep walking. We're just like, oh, what a nice man, nice looking man. And yeah, you eventually just start signing to just... And I'm like, what are you... Like, I'm like, do you really want me to come over? Like, he wasn't close.
No, he wasn't.
Like, this was like 50 to 100 meters.
And it wasn't like there was a path to his house.
We had to walk through crop fields, like his own crops. I'm like, what are you're telling me to go there?
But of course we did.
Yeah.
We wanted to go and meet this man who at the time we were like, surely he knows no English.
Yeah.
He's standing in front of this little shack-like building. And you could tell, like, tin roof. It was not...
Made of wood.
Yeah. It was not a home. But anyway, we went over and he invited us in his house.
Because it started raining.
It did,
It was quite rainy, and I think he was saying come in and come indoors for a little bit.
And it was cold for him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was
like, oh, it's too cold.
Yes.
It was like 27 degrees Celsius
Yeah, it
or
was
something.
so hot. So he pulls up these tiny little stools, like this big?
Yeah, tiny.
Tiny little stools, and gestures for us to sit down. So of course we do, and he's sitting, kind of squatting around.
Yeah, he's doing that Asian squat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That full ankle mobility, beautiful form.
How do they do that? You can do it.
It's a lot of practice. It's just stretching. It's working on ankle mobility. That's a lot of what it is, and hip flexors. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
I'll start working on that. So he's squatting down around this pot that's over this coal fire?
Yeah, it was like a coal wood fire. Like, it was super warm in there. I'm like, I'm
for
sweating
us,
even
we're
more.
like, get us away.
We're drying up though.
Yes.
So yeah.
But he was kind of hovered over it, warming himself up.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was cooking. So he's like cooking his breakfast or something. And then there was another little girl in there and she started speaking a little bit of English to us. She asked our names. What else?
She was, I don't even know what she said. It was definitely the names, and we asked, like, do you live here? And she's like, yeah, we live here. And as if you're picturing, like, in a shack, and I reckon I could take 4 steps in every direction and be at the end. Like, it was a small shack, like maybe slightly bigger than a kid's treehouse. Like, it was truly small, and you could just tell that they lived in that. Like, there was four of them there, I think, or even 5. Yeah, so there was a lot. Yeah, but continue on the story.
And they had sheets to put, like, privacy sheets up. So you could tell their bed was over there behind the sheet, which we didn't obviously go past. And then you could hear a little TV in the background. Again, I don't even know if this place had electricity. So I don't know how they had a TV what was happening. But it was just so cute. And then what?
Well, then he comes over and gives us corn. Like this corn that, and you know, last monthly paradigm, if you tuned in, I talked a lot about how we've kind of narrowed down a lot of our foods, and corn was one of them. So there used to be many hundreds and thousands of species of corn, but really we've nailed it down to 2. And this corn that he gave us was so discolored. Like the corn we see now, the sweet corns are all yellow. This was like purple, and next spot was white, and then red, and then
black.
It was different heights and different thickness. Like it was just a chaotic piece of corn.
And it was quite small too, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was chewy, and
it was
it had like
sticky.
a meaty sticky is a good description. And I'm just like, this, the thought of all this guy has nothing. His carbon footprint, firstly, very small, probably very, very tiny. And he's given us something. Like we're white in color. When someone sees us in these Asian countries, they can assume we're quite well off, especially if we're privileged. That's correct. And he gives us this corn without asking for anything. How's he going to ask for anything? I can't speak English.
No, and
we can't speak Thai.
We tried doing the translate with him, and we asked him how many children he has, and he understood that a little bit, and he told us he had 3 children.
Yeah.
So this man lives on this farmland in this shack, and he is giving us corn.
Yeah.
This is corn that could go to his children's mouth. This could go to his, next meal. It doesn't have to go to us. But he has this kindness to offer us food. What?
Yeah, it's super humbling experience, and it just kind of talks again of the values that we have as a society. And, he lived on this farm, beautiful hydroponic system, going through and watering all these crops. Once we ate the corn, he's like, just throw it, it'll compost, the chooks will get it, or whatever it may be. And to say thank you, we couldn't do much. We gave him 50 baht, which is about $2 Australian.
We had a $2 coin that we wanted to give him as a memento, but we left it at the apartment, didn't we? So we didn't have that. But we wanted to give him something just to show our gratitude.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure he didn't do that to receive anything.
No way.
He would, he was very grateful.
He was super, because, you buy corn there, you'd be paying maybe 10 baht for the 2 corns, but we, just gave him that as a thank you for housing us and just as a kind
and
gesture.
we were there for 10 minutes or something.
Just having a chat by the fire.
Just to be able to have that experience was priceless for us. We stood outside for a bit, and he showed us where the corn came from, and it was like in this purple. Yeah. Oh my God.
Beautiful.
And then we saw his wife in the in the farm. Yeah. She was farming. And we met some of his little children. He didn't know us at all. He doesn't know what we're capable of. But it was,
Still invited us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a beautiful gesture to kind of, the point in all this is the people, if you allow yourself to have experiences like that, I think you'll be so much more fulfilled in what you do. I instigated that. And he might have done it regardless of me yelling out Sawadeka across the field. But you have to just be kind to receive that kindness back. And that's what we've kind of felt through this whole, 4 weeks that we've now been across Asia. Everyone we've come across has just been
super kind.
Super, super kind. Would help you out even if you had nothing. It's not one of those, I help you out, you give me a bit of something. They would genuinely help you out. No one's here to harm anyone.
No.
And it's, I think you can have those experiences in Western countries like Australia, US, UK, but I don't know if it's personally just my experience, but I think they're few and far between, especially because it's not culturally appropriate to just talk to strangers like it is here. And maybe that's something we can do as humans to try to bring those lessons onto a more Western framework. But yeah, it was an incredible experience all around to really see something that's, firstly, it wasn't monocropping, and just having that lovely interaction.
I think they're also very appreciative that they've got tourists there. So he saw that we were tourists and wanting to maybe give us an experience as well.
Yeah.
Incredible.